with the help of just 5 diagrams, you will be able to memorize the boundaries as well as the contents of axilla. So let's start. First, let me tell you what actually axilla is. So axilla is a pyramidal space, and where it is present, so here, this is your arm, and after it, your forearm and hand that are not shown in this diagram. Okay, and this is your chest, and this is its wall. So axilla is a space between the upper part of arm and the chest wall. So this is the axilla, and it's pyramidal. So now I want you to put your one hand into the axilla of your other side. So now move your fingers upward, and here what you feel, there is the apex. Now turn your fingers and point them forward, and this is the interior wall. Now opposite to it, you can feel the posterior wall. And now move your fingers around your medial wall, that is your chest wall, where you can feel the ribs and the spaces between them. And opposite to this will be your humerus, and that will be the lateral wall. So here, this is your base that is missing, that I have not told, but we will discuss it in a given picture. So this is your base, and opposite to it will be apex. And if I say that this is your medial wall, then here will be your lateral wall, and this is your posterior wall, and the one that is open here, this is your interior wall. Okay, so now let's discuss each boundary separately. So here, this is a picture, and I want you to memorize this. Okay, so because it forms the boundaries of your apex, that is also known as cervico-axillary canal, and this is important. So first, let me tell you dimensions. This is medial, and this is interior. This is posterior, and this is, if this is medial, and obviously this will be lateral side. Okay, so now here first discuss medial boundary. This is your first rib, and if this is the inner border, then this will be the outer border. So medially, it is bounded by outer border of first rib. Okay, this is your clavicle bone, and if this is the interior surface, then obviously this will be the posterior surface. So posterior surface of clavicle forms the anterior boundary, and this is posterior. So here it is formed by, this is your, which bone? This is your scapula. So this is the upper border of scapula, superior border. So the posterior boundary is formed by the superior border of scapula. Along with this is your coracoid process, and you know that here will be its medial surface, and here will be its lateral surface. So the upper posterior boundary also includes the medial surface of coracoid process, and the contents that pass through it are your axillary artery and artery with vein. So now, and your brachial plexus also passes from this canal. Now to remember the base, memorize these 3 layers. First is your skin, second is your superficial fascia, and third is your deep fascia. And the deep fascia of axilla is known as axillary fascia. Okay. To memorize the anterior and posterior walls, I want you to memorize this diagram because it's super easy. So just look at this diagram. This is your anterior side, and this is your posterior side. So here, this is your axillary fascia. No need to remember this. This is your extension from it, that is suspensory ligament and clavipectoral fascia. Don't need to remember it. The thing I want you to remember is this large muscle, and this is your pectoralis major muscle, and behind it is a small muscle, that is your pectoralis minor muscle, and the muscle that is this muscle that is attached with clavicle bone, this is subclavius. This is an axillary artery that is present in the axilla. And now the content of the posterior wall, this includes 3 muscles, and these are LTs. Your medical college may have LTs, lecture theaters. So these are LTs. This is latissimus dorsi. This is teres major muscle, and this muscle is subscapularis muscle. So anterior we have pectoralis major muscle, pectoralis minor muscle. Posteriorly we have three muscles that are LTs, latissimus dorsi, teres major, and subscapularis. Now I want you to think about then what will be the medial wall. You can answer, just think a little bit about it. So the medial wall is your chest wall, and it includes your ribs. Yes, you are right, ribs, intercostal space, and a muscle that is known as SAM. Actually, I call it SAM, serratus anterior muscle. So if I say this is your rib, then this is your muscle. So which muscle will be this? Serratus anterior muscle. And what is this? This is a nerve that supplies to it. This is known as nerve to serratus anterior or long thoracic nerve. Now, if this is medial, then obviously its opposite will be lateral. And lateral, this is a bone. Yes, this is your humerus bone. And this is your bicipital groove. And lateral wall includes bicipital groove as well as two muscles. One is your short head of biceps brachii, and other is your coracobrachialis. This is coracobrachialis. This is short head of biceps brachii muscle. This is long head of biceps brachii muscle. So here, this is your interior wall, and you know this large muscle. This is pectoralis major muscle, and behind it is a small muscle that is your pectoralis minor muscle. And if I say that this is a nerve that is coming medially, approximately this is medial side, and this nerve is a little bit medially, so this is medial pectoral nerve, and it's supplying pectoralis major muscle. And here is actually a nerve that is a little bit laterally, so this is your lateral pectoral nerve. This is your axillary artery shown in red color, and the one shown in blue is your obviously axillary vein. They form the content of axilla. Axillary artery and its branch is axillary vein, and its branches and infraclavicular part of brachial plexus, and we will discuss this brachial plexus in our coming videos. And if this is anterior wall, then this will be your obviously your posterior wall. And here same three muscles. What are these? LTs, latissimus dorsi muscle, teres major muscle, and this one your subscapularis muscle. So the content of axilla also includes lymph nodes and lymphatics as well. This also includes this nerve that is your long thoracic nerve and intercostiobrachial nerve as well. So this is all about boundaries and content of axilla. Hope you will like this video. If you like this video, click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to stay tuned. Thank you so much.